the lesson is to choose yourself. It's to be
Ooh.
able to, like, in the context of this, say, I can have endless moments with this person, and they're not more important than the moments I have in my body and with myself. And so what I do is I have safer sex, whatever that means in the given situation, um, because I want that person to know that I take care of myself and I want them to take care of me. So I ask them to use a condom or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's also a way of preserving and investing in your own wellness. Now, that's one example, right?
Right.
But having a Neptunian nature means that you don't want to have to say it. You don't want to have to say, I need X. You want them
Right.
to magically know it.
It's so crass and awkward.
Yeah, to like invoke your preferences means you are robbing that person of their opportunity to be your magical prince or princess or whatever the fuck it is, right? It
Mm,
means
nail
right.
on head.
Yeah, yeah. It means that you are
You may burst the fantasy, your own fantasy's bubble.
there it is. That's
Damn!
it. That's it. That's it. That's it. And
Oh,
so
shit.
it's about recognizing when you have a really Neptunian nature, there are certain things that I will leave to chance and romance and the universe. And there are other things that I do to and for myself as a commitment to the love relationship I'm in with me.
Ooh,
The
beautiful.
problem with Neptune is it has us being devotional to others, outsized to ourselves. And that's the boundary problem.
Right,
That's the boundary problem, is
right.
learning, "Oh, shit, I get to be in a love relationship with myself. Therefore" okay, for instance, somebody has strong Neptune stuff in their chart,
Mhm.
you can't snuggle. You can't be like, "I'm dating this person, but we're gonna move slow. We're not gonna fuck. We're just gonna snuggle." No. You would do better getting nasty in a bathroom somewhere, doing every sexual act you're capable of, and going home. Do you know what I'm
That's
saying?
exactly right. I
I
always
know.
say forking leads to spooning. I mean,
Yes.
spooning leads to forking.
Yes. Yes. Spooning is where people with a lot strong Neptune fall in love. You fall in love in those romantic moments in between things.
Yeah.
So you must not have those moments
I'm like,
when
"Oh."
you are first getting to know someone, because you fall in love with the potential that those moments suggest instead of the reality of who that person is and how they actually make you feel and whether or not you're actually compatible. So
Mm,
again, this is not about taking romance out of the equation.
right, 'cause I'm like,
It's about having
why
the
give it
romance
to
with
me then?"
yourself. Yeah, it's about doing
Ah,
it with yourself. Yeah. And so
love that.
on a more like on the like level of functioning at work, right? Like having a job and having to fucking go to work and like navigate all this shit.
Mhm.
It's important to have boundaries, to recognize I don't like my job. I don't like what I have to do, but I like having the resources it provides me. This week, this month, whatever it is, I am choosing to stay at this job that I don't like for a whole list of reasons because I do need the money at this time. And so I'm making a choice. I'm making a choice. I'm making a choice. It's a boundary, right? I am making a choice because it serves me in this way, even though it costs me in these ways.
Mm,
Identifying where your agency is really important when you're very Neptunian, because when you're Neptunian, you're at sea, right?
yeah.
You're at sea. And so your job is to craft a reliable boat,
Mm,
to be willing to dive headfirst into the sea when you deem that to be appropriate, but to have the resources to come up for air, right? And I think that a difficult thing for folks with strong Neptune is it's anxiety. You know, it's anxiety in all of its
yes.
forms, you know, whether it's escapism or
Yes.
checking out or all of this stuff. And I really, one of the primary ways that folks who struggle with this end up struggling with this is by not how will I frame this? By not having energetic boundaries. Like, you live in New York. There are so many people. There is so much energy. It's like fucking bananas there,
Mhm.
right? It's
Yeah,
so intense. And
yeah.
so having shielding practices is
Mhm,
essential for your well-being, and it will
mhm,
empower you to not pull in the energies of other people. Being able to, and this is something that like I talk about on my Patreon a lot, less on my podcast, but about like, how do you set the energy of a space? How do you
mm,
clear a space? How do you release energies that are not yours? These are practices that are necessary for Neptunian people. And again, they were not accessible to a lot of people across a lot of cultures for up until recently, right? Because now we live in
mhm.
this global world where we learn so much about lots of different people's ways of engaging with energy. But the and I think that this is again one of those things of like modernizing our understanding of Neptune.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
having energy shields when you're Neptunian, when you're 12th housey, when you're Piscean, honestly, it's like it's a mental health support. It's not just a spiritual health support because
Mhm.
it empowers you to recognize, like, oh shit, I'm feeling really anxious. I've been feeling anxious for the last 20 minutes. Uh, Have I shielded today?
Right.
And a lot of times the answer is like, oops, no, I haven't, you know?
Wow. No,
And
that's very important,
I
you're right.
it is really, really important, and recognizing that there are going to be times where you need to adopt material practices that support your sensitivities. It's just a
Mm.
part of living. And the way I
Keyword,
always talk
sensitivities.
about, right? Right. Um, and for me, the way I always talk about this for Neptunian people and 12th house people is just think about it as like, I don't know, like needing to be gluten free or having a dairy allergy. There's certain things you can't fuck with. You're not gonna have cheesecake. Okay, you're not gonna have cheesecake. Do you want cheesecake? Yes. Will you sometimes have cheesecake? Yes. Will there be consequences? Yes. But as a general rule, you don't have cheesecake. And I think for Neptunian and Piscean people, it's about recognizing, yeah, you can go and be in an environment where everybody's fucking stressed out and everybody's really activated, but you need to shield up,
Right,
and
right.
you can engage with your anxiety, but you do need to make sure you're drinking water and you're breathing, because those are the
Oh,
2
that
things
part.
that go first. Yeah,
I'm laughing
Neptune,
because I have a
hold your
friend who's
breath.
literally like, "Do you know that you don't breathe?" I was like, "Huh?" He's like,
Yeah,
"I look at you sometimes and you're not breathing." I was like, "Had no idea."
Neptune, yeah. Neptune,
Wow.
it puts you in the state of passivity where you're holding your breath and waiting for things to happen or not happen.
A state of
Yeah.
arrest.
Mhm, mhm. And
Wow.
so, again, it's about recognizing your agency and being like, "Oh, if I breathe, then my whole body is more oxygenated and I'm less likely to physiologically have anxiety." So I might have other forms of anxiety, but there's physiological anxiety that comes from being depleted. And
Yes.
Neptunian folks are always the ones who are just like, "What is eating? What is breathing? Like, I had soda, but do I have to have a water?" Like, you know what I mean? And so it's, like, really about developing those practices of recognizing what your individual body needs and, like, loving yourself enough, being devotional enough to yourself that you choose those things.
Woo.
Yeah.
So deep. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, so many one of the reasons I love listening to your podcast, like I'm an editor, so I go through material and look for sound bites. Everything is a sound bite that you say. Like
Oh, that's
everything.
very
So
sweet.
I was
That's
just
very
getting hit like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Quote after quote after quote. But yeah, no,
Very
it's
kind.
it's so true and like, and about being embodied, like why is it so hard for us? Why is it so hard to be here,
Yeah, that's a really
for
good
us?
question. I think it's because I do think there's an answer, first of all. And I think it's important to recognize that no matter how Neptunian or 12th housey your chart is, you've got other shit going on, right? So
Mhm.
I think that's one thing that's important to say. The other thing is there is so much power in a Neptunian person's capacity for romance, empathy, and love. But that power, how will I frame this? It's like if you don't use the power, it gets used against you.
Mm.
you know?
Yeah.
Power is not good or bad. Power is energy. Energy is a force. And so when somebody has all of this energy, and Neptune brings so much energy. We can call it fog, we can call it sea foam, we can call it celestial, we can call it whatever the fuck we want. But
Yeah.
when we consider that energy,
Mhm.
it requires containment or direction.
Yes.
Otherwise, it just kind of it makes you close your eyes. It
Yeah.
makes you hold your breath.
Yeah.
Literally what Neptune does, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
so being intentional about how you hold your capacity and your energy is the lesson of Neptune. It
Mm.
is. And so why do you have the capacity for empathy that you have? It's so that you can first point it inwards and then bring it out. And what most of us do with strong 12th house and, all that shit is we're like, give it to everybody else, give it to everybody else, give
Yeah.
it to everyone. Why am I depleted? I can't get
Right.
out of bed. What the fuck is wrong with me? Why can't I do the thing
Right.
I care about? It's
Right.
because we don't have a practice. Neptune is inherently devotional. That's a key word we should have added. It's
Boom.
really devotional.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if a Neptunian person doesn't have a practice of devotion to the self, then you've already abandoned yourself. When you've abandoned yourself, then what? Then what?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Then
It's
it's all up for grabs.
it's valuable to love, it's valuable to care, but if you love and you care and you have empathy and you have patience, but not for yourself, over time, it loses its substance. Everything, and this I'm gonna sound like the Capricorn I am, but everything is built upon a foundation. And
Yes.
when you build a foundation that is mushy gushy, has too much give, erodes over time because it's just not intentional, it's not formed. Then as you age, then all of those Neptunian behaviors of being checked out, of abandoning the body, of feeling anxious, of feeling fucked up, they get worse and worse. And you're more and more in
Yeah.
situations where you're like, I don't understand why this is happening to me. I don't understand
Right.
why this relationship is going this way.
Yes,
And
yes.
when people say, "I don't understand," I always know it's not about the situation. It's about the pattern that the situation is provoking.
Wow. That is so deep. Holy
Yeah.
cannoli. Oh my
Yeah, I really
goodness.
enjoy cannolis. I really am so
Yeah.
happy you hold your cannoli.
Me too,
I'm
all
so
of
happy that you
it.
do. Yeah, but
Neptune, doesn't that rule sweets too? Sugar or something
it's
like that?
Saturn. I
Oh,
think
it's
Saturn gets
does
sweets.
it? Oh,
So,
I'm happy
okay,
for Saturn that it gets
Saturn
sweet.
gets sweets. It's because it's the only sweetness Saturn knows how to give itself, is like shoving I know.
Oh,
It's not that good. It's
it's
Saturn.
cute.
But Neptune, is related to the kidney functions, so it's
Oh,
actually liquids.
oh.
Neptunian people forget to drink water, but
Listen,
you're supposed to drink water. So
my
I'm
lips
very
are
12th
dry right
house,
now.
which is why I bought this stupid it's a glass jar. Do you know how hard it is to find a big ass jar made
It
from glass?
is, and
It's
I know
all
that thing is
plastic.
heavy.
It's heavy as hell, but if I
And I like the glass because I don't like the metal ones.
I don't like the
It
metal
tastes
ones. They
weird and it's
taste
not
weird.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, and
yeah.
plastic is awful, so I, like, spent months of looking for a fucking jar that's this big, and I put electrolytes in my water because
Mm.
otherwise I won't just drink plain water. I need that sugar
No.
because
Uh-huh. I
Saturn.
put lime
Yeah.
juice in mine.
Yeah, I used to do rose water. Sometimes I still,
Ooh.
but yeah. But all to say, if I don't have a thing being like, "Look how much water you did or didn't drink today,"
Yeah.
then I won't drink enough. So,
Yeah.
like, we need to trick ourselves when we're
Oh,
Neptunian. We need to trick
that's so
ourselves into
interesting.
drinking water because water is so important for any body, but for a Neptunian body,
Mhm.
we run dehydrated to begin with.
Mm.
And so anything you can do to support the metabolic system, anything you can do to support your kidney functions, anything you can do to support your lymphatic system is good for a
Mm.
Neptunian person because those are the systems that tend to take a hit. Now, I try not to talk about medical astrology in public. I just did it. I apologize. But I did it.
Yeah.
Um, and
It's
it's
okay.
and it's important. I think it's important, and I
Yeah.
think
Well, everybody needs water. You ain't got to
everybody
be a
needs water.
doctor to say that.
No, you don't, and you
Yeah.
don't need any particular planet in your chart. But I will say Neptunian people don't tend to identify my power.
Mhm.
right? Because that's a Plutonian thing. That's a Saturnian thing. It's like, I'm going to own my power. Neptune is like, me? Don't know what?
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Um, and so, and some of the, and it's authentic, it's true.
Yeah, it's
And
not it's
also, it's a behavior, and a behavior can be adapted,
mm,
right? So if where we begin from is having a hard time owning our own accomplishments, having a hard time having a healthy relationship that is love based and devotional to ourselves, that's where we begin from. That doesn't mean that's where we have to live for the rest of our lives. It means, oh, look, that's where we need more structure, more support. And so, what are you, Neptune in Capricorn generation?
Sag.
You're Sag as well. Yeah, me
Mhm,
too.
mhm.
Um, we can lose ourselves in stories.
Mm,
Right? We can lose ourselves in stories about stories about stories. We can lose ourselves in stories about energy, and all of that can substantiate any number of fucking ridiculous things.
right.
And also, we can have a spiritual commitment to the truth, and the truth can be distilled like essential oil of lavender. It can be
Ooh,
distilled to its most pure form and then used intentionally, right?
ooh,
We get the essential oil, one drop. That's the move with Neptune stuff, right? It's being able to not lose yourself in the sauce, but instead in the kind of like value system and style of the zodiac sign that the planet's in and the house that it's in, and then we add the data of natal aspects. We
mhm,
start to understand how to get that essential oil of truth for Neptune
mm,
in Sagittarius generation. Like, how do we get to the truth? And if the truth is, I want to have healthy relationships, as an example, then it's about recognizing where we are devotional to others as an exclusion to the self
ooh,
versus where we are devotional to ourselves and as an extension are able to, with boundaries and self-love, be generous with others and devotional with others. You
mm,
see, it's like they function really different, but it's like it's what truth are we focused on? Because
ooh,
wanting love from others is noble and human. But if we don't love ourselves, then how the fuck does that work? How does it
right.
work? How does it work?
You got me in
Yeah.
tears over here.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
so sorry.
man. That was
Yeah.
beautiful, and I think that's gonna be helpful to a lot of people. Thank
Good.
you.
I'm glad. It is so my
Yeah.
pleasure. It's so my pleasure. Yeah.
Woo!
Can I just say
Yeah.
one more thing about that? Which is
Mhm.
this. If you
Please.
don't love yourself, if you don't feel like, "Oh, I love myself," that's fine. I'm a triple Capricorn. I don't feel like I
Exactly.
love myself. That's ridiculous for me. Like, for a lot of us, that's not, you don't start with the feeling of love. You start with the behavior of love. Right? So the if you can't access like I love myself feelings, that's okay if you can choose I love myself behaviors. So for me, this heavy ass fucking bottle of water is an I love myself behavior. Do
Right.
I feel love when I do it? No, but I cognitively understand that this is an act of self-love to drink water. And on the days where I haven't been drinking water, sometimes it's because I'm having too much fun or whatever, but sometimes it's because I've disassociated from my body and I'm not loving on myself. And that's good information for me to have because those days always fucking coincide with feeling like I don't got no spoons, like I'm tired, like I'm exhausted, like I have confusing dynamics with people because that's how Neptune functions. That's how the 12th house functions. So identifying what are 3 behaviors, one for the body, one for the soul, one for the psyche, you know?
Mm,
What are 3
mhm,
behaviors I can come up with that I believe are acts of self-love? And just
mm.
creating habits to choosing them, like smiling at people, right?
I was gonna
Like,
say that goes back to the smile. You were
it
doing it
does.
knowing that even though you didn't like smiling, it was doing other things, and I'm pointing up here because I think they say when you're smiling, it makes your brain kind of smile, and it
It
does
does something to your brain.
endorphins.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I've read about that and, like, heard about that in recent years, and
Mhm.
I think I really, and it's like, again, I am such a Capricorn, and this advice and this take is very Capricorn, but I
I
do
love it.
believe in adapting behaviors. What happens is, so we're back to the sea foam, we're back to the fog. It's
Yeah.
nothing but like, I don't know if anyone who's been in it, it's just like all this kind of like not exactly water in your face, and it
Mhm.
has you trying to get away. And what we
Right.
want to do is recognize that you can actually capture it in a structure. And then
Mm.
that energy becomes useful. It becomes liquid to drink. It becomes liquid to bathe with, to water your plants with. It is something that is containable because in this human form, we
There you go.
must. We
There you go.
must. Yeah.
There you
And
go.
when you are no longer on this earthly plane, okay, you do you get weird, but like we're here now. This is the assignment now.
Mm.
So, yeah. So if you can't access love for yourself, don't like this is where again Neptune people like you're like, oh, collapse. I can't love myself. That means I'll never love myself. Nah, you just pick three behaviors. Again, one for the body, one for the spirit, one for the psyche. And having you can change that, but that's a structure that I think works because
Mhm.
um yeah, because one for the spirit, it works. It works. But as you know.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I was gonna say it makes so much sense because yeah, us Neptunian people were like, but it's true. Like you said, we're humans having a spiritual experience.
Yeah.
So to get to the foundational part, we have to have some type of foundational part. We're not just floating around.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
we feel ethereal,
I
you
mean,
know.
and also you said that your home is your sanctuary in the middle of Brooklyn, right? Like you're like, yeah, you and also you understood or understand the necessity of creating sanctuary in which you are both protected from external forces, but also you get to let your fog spread out, but not
Hmm.
beyond these walls, right? Like that is a really good embodiment and like expression of what a Neptunian person needs. Neptunian person needs sanctuary in the home.
Hmm.
Whether it's
Hmm.
the whole home or just a room, you need sanctuary space.
Well, and I like
Respite.
the way you're putting it too, because it takes like sometimes it feels like a weakness, like I have to hide, you know what I mean? Like sometimes if you get overwhelmed by
Yeah.
all of the stimulation or people that need your help or
Yeah.
just people's energy and I have to go run off to a room or whatever, it feels like some bitch ass shit,
I don't see it
versus
that
like
way. I
versus
don't
how
see
you
it that
say it,
way.
it seems
Yeah.
so like empowering. Like, okay, these are my things that I'm going to do for myself, and I have to preserve my sexy, essentially.
Yes, yes. I had this thing happen to me when I was in my 20s where I was like, hanging out in groups of people, living my life. And everybody when you hang out with groups of friends, have you noticed that people walk slow?
Oh
It
God, yeah.
drives me fucking nuts. I
Oh,
just
can't stand
I
it.
just I hate it now, but I hated it way more then. I would not walk slow. And so I made a decision one night. I'll never forget, like, I remember where I was. Made a
Another
decision.
decision. I
Yep,
love
yep.
this.
I was like, "I'm gonna be that weird friend who just walks ahead of the group." And you know what?
I thought you were
What
going to say states, but you're like walks ahead.
No.
Like
Oh,
they're
I
like,
walked
where's she
ahead.
going?
And every once in a while, I would walk alone, but most of the time there'd be one person who'd be like, "I'll walk with you." And my friends wouldn't take it personally because I was just the
Cool.
person who consistently walked ahead. So, in other words, you get to decide, "Oh, this is just who I am,
Mm,
and this is how I get to be."
mm,
The world is not going to bend to you.
mm,
That doesn't need to happen. It's that you adapt to protect yourself from the world so that you can meet the best of the world. So you can have the best of the world and give your best to the world. And I really do
mm,
believe that. I believe that like if you're somebody who's like I need to hide in the bathroom at every social function for at least a total of 20 minutes, that's not like a high maintenance thing. It's I mean some person might think it's a high maintenance thing. That person's not
yeah.
your fucking person.
Yeah.
That's just not your person. What it is self-knowledge
Mm,
and self-awareness and self-love. And I am a fucking fan of that. Like I am truly a fan of being willing and able to say, again, like I can't eat gluten. Therefore, I don't go to all the bakeries and I don't eat all the croissant. I eat
oh,
certain of the croissant. You know what I mean? It's about like
yeah.
making choices because you care about yourself instead of
Mm,
like, why am I so fucking high maintenance? I have to do all this shit. Bottom
mm,
line, you have a strong 12th house. You have strong Neptune. Yeah, there's a lot of things you need that other people don't need. Oh,
mm.
well. You
Right.
also care in ways that other people don't care. You also
Right.
experience things on levels that other people have to work really hard to achieve.
Yes.
It
It's a
it
gift in that
it
sense.
is.
Like the way that like the music and just
Yes.
the way that we feel and see things. I didn't know that everybody didn't see them and feel them that way. And I was like, damn,
It's
boring.
real. It's real. People
Yeah.
really, like, do not get to experience, like, the nuance in the
Mm,
way that a Neptunian or a 12th house person does, and having direct access to nuance comes with a cost. It
Mhm.
means that other things feel like a hammer that to someone else don't feel like a hammer at all.
Mm.
And should you sit in a room full of hammers being hit, or should you say, huh, this is too overstimulating for me? This isn't right for me. I'm going to go in the other room. The answer is always the second. Just
Okay.
why? Like, it's always the second. And I just think, like, as a person who I myself am psychic, there are certain things I don't do anymore because I'm psychic. There's a lot of
Right.
things I don't do because I'm psychic. And is
I
it
love
is it
that.
still a gift? Yeah, it's still a gift, but every it's like they say freedom isn't free. Every gift, I mean, it's something you're carrying with you. And that
Yeah.
means there's other things that you don't have room for. That's okay.
Oh, I love that. I love
Yeah.
you just like gave me permission in so many ways. Cuz it's true like if you force Neptune, man, it will oof.
It'll
You
you
have
know who
some
it'll
shit
hurt? Yeah, it'll hurt you.
have
It'll
some
hurt
shit
you.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then your
Been there.
relationships get really confusing because people don't know how to honor your needs and boundaries because you're not honoring your needs and boundaries.
Right.
Ultimate mixed message. Yeah.
To say it. It's that throat chakra thing, right? You just want it
Yeah.
to be osmosis
Implied.
to get through osmosis or
You
something.
know what you can try with if your certain kinds of relationships permit it, you can say to a person like, I have a really hard time verbalizing my boundaries. Are you cool with me texting it?
Ooh, I like
There's
that.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
2025. We
Yeah.
don't have to communicate in only one way. You can
Right. Or in
play
that
with different
moment.
ways.
Right.
Exactly, exactly.
Right.
And if your person's like, "Hey, text is really bad for me," then okay,
Or
that's
I'll
their
write it,
boundary.
you know,
Yeah,
or something.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So, I also I know this sounds small, but this is really important. Like, because a huge part, as we talked about at the beginning of our conversation, of what I talk about is emotional accountability and emotional intelligence.
Mhm.
Neptune responds to pictures. It's the subconscious, not the conscious. And
Yes.
so the reason why emojis were originally created was not for phones. It was so people could point at, sad, mad, bad, glad. It was like emoticons. It was to express emotion.
Mhm.
And so I am a fan of having folks who don't know how to identify what they're feeling in the moment
Mhm.
to pick like the same set of like 4 or 5 emojis that represent sad, mad, bad, happy,
Mm.
and just simply point. Don't use a million adjectives, don't create a nuanced story. It's just, how am I feeling? Okay, so if I'm mad and sad emoji, okay, what does my body need right now? And if the answer is I don't know, that's okay. You don't have to
Right.
know.
Right.
But it's about starting to track how to have a relationship with yourself. And a lot of times for Neptune, nonverbal communication is the most effective. And so this
Absolutely.
is where pictures come in. Yeah,
Mm, you are
use
so right
pictures.
on. Yeah, I'm big into
I
that.
mean,
I have a Mercury in Pisces and I edit. So it's literally just what does it say? I write with picture. I
you like
write through
literally
pictures.
communicate everything through
through
images, right?
through images. Yeah. And sound.
Yeah. And being able to develop and what?
Sound.
And sound. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
of
think
course.
being able to communicate with yourself through sound and audio is a foundation upon which you can build the ability and the willingness to communicate with other people, right? That's the tricky thing with being Neptunian or 12th
Right.
housey or super Piscean.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Oh, I love it.
yeah.
And of
And I
course
think
it's
it's worth
raining over here, by the
naming
way.
since
It
we're
just started
is
raining.
it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Hi,
That's
Neptune.
perfect Neptune. Look at us, perfect Neptune.
But
And
go on.
where I
Sorry
am,
about
it's
that.
kind of overcast because there's wildfires.
Oh no. That's not
I mean,
Neptune.
that's also Neptune.
Oh,
That's all. I mean, it's also
oh,
the
the
overcast
overcast. Yes, absolutely.
is
Yeah.
the Neptune, not the fire. But yeah,
Right. Wow.
yeah. Although fuck Neptune and Aries, I am concerned about. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah,
Shit.
yeah,
Speak to
yeah,
that, please.
yeah. Um, I think that where we're at with the climate crisis, now that Pluto is in Aquarius and Saturn and Neptune are in Aries and Uranus is in Gemini, so we're dealing with fire and air.
Mm.
Um,
So
I
that
think we're going
smoke.
to see, yeah, yeah. It's
Mm.
also Uranus in Gemini. I don't study the astrology of earthquakes, but I am concerned about what it's gonna do to the fault lines. I'm
Yeah.
also concerned Pluto and Aquarius and AI. The use of water with AI is catastrophic.
Oh,
Um,
really? What do you
yeah.
mean? I don't
So
know
I
what that means.
yeah. So AI uses a huge amount of water in order to function. And the
Really?
way that yes, and the way that AI works, it requires fresh water. So it doesn't use muddy water. It doesn't use seawater. It uses human drinking water. And so these AI farms are put in areas that are already disenfranchised, and they
Of
steal the
course.
fucking water. And so I think
Wow.
one query, like if you ask AI like via Google or something and you ask it like, "Where can I get this hair dye I want?" You're using at least one bottle of fresh drinking water. It's an
What?
environmental catastrophe. And
Oh my god, I had
and
no idea.
yeah, it's definitely
Wow,
worth
I
doing,
feel
like,
really
again,
ignorant.
like a Google. It's a good thing to know about, and it's you
Yeah.
have to, like, research it, unfortunately, but, like, I have AI assist turned off of all of my Google searches and, like, my DuckDuckGo searches and all that kinda shit
Mhm.
because it is so calamitously bad. It is horrifyingly bad, and so we're
Wow.
gonna burn up our drinking water. It is
Damn.
it is a really scary thing. So you know, I think that we are stepping into a very difficult time, and
Yes.
we do need to understand how much we need each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is really rough, and again, um, the Pluto return of the United States was a total failure. It
Mm.
was a total fa for us, for the
Yeah.
people. It was a
Yeah.
failure, and it was definitely, like, to see how the right is thriving is really devastating. And this is where I come back to where I started, which is we can change. We as individuals can change, we as
Mm.
communities can change, we can change the world. I believe that. And
Mm.
also, we won't change by sitting on our phones doing nothing.
Right.
This is where like the
Right.
most empathetic amongst us needs to support ourselves and others. It's where the organized, there's a This okay, I'm gonna try to actually tailor what I wanna say to Neptune. What I wanna say to Neptune is this: when we are Neptunian, we can look at other people and what they are doing. And we can say to ourselves, I'll never be like that person. That person's better than me. We put them on a pedestal. We create a fantasy about who and what they are. We say to ourselves, they're doing all of these wonderful things. They are all of these wonderful things. I will never be these things. And then we get helpless and hopeless and smooshed. And what we want to do instead is be like, this I have access to witnessing this person, whether it's a projection or a reality, as inspiration and energy. And
Mm.
I can adapt that inspiration to my own energy. Because
Mm.
the truth of the matter is, you'll never be anyone but yourself, and you'll never be anywhere but here. So, if you
Mm.
can accept those things, you can then go about um, using inspiration instead of kind of collapsing under the burden and trying to be like someone else.
Ooh, that's deep. Because it's true. It's the Neptunian, I think, instinct is to just, yeah, put someone on a pedestal to abandon yourself. I think that's another, a good,
Yeah,
like,
that's
keyword,
exactly it. That's
self
exactly it.
abandonment.
Yeah.
But yes, to your point, it's all about turning it around and
Yeah.
putting the love on us first. Woo, that's
Yeah.
deep, 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 deep.
Yeah. Yeah. And important. Like this is a time, and I I will say one last thing, which is
Do it.
Neptunian people and Neptune in general, it's related to the immune system, right? Neptune is
Mm,
related to the immune system. And
mm-hmm.
so when somebody is Neptunian, how you navigate your health, your physical health, as well as your mental health, is a huge part of this life's path, period,
Wow.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so this is where being clear-eyed about if there's a wildfire near you, you're wearing a fucking mask when you're going outside
Right.
because you want to protect your lungs. Like
Right.
being
We're very
clear,
porous.
very porous on the energetic level, which means
Mhm.
it impacts your body and your psyche. So
Mhm.
recognizing, oh shit, I didn't sleep well last night and I have all these plans today. And I know I hate myself at the end of the day when I didn't sleep enough and I do shit with people. What can I cancel? Or can I give myself permission to more bathroom trips where I just like stare at my phone or like,
Right.
just breathe or do meditation? Can I drink
Right.
more water? Like recognizing what you need is
Mhm.
really important, but protecting your body is a part of that. And
Wow.
being clear about your need to preserve your physical health is a challenging lesson for Neptunian people, but it's an
Ooh.
important lesson for Neptunian people. I mean, for all people, but for
Yeah.
Neptunian people, because you're the first ones to abandon the body.
Mm.
Yeah. I say you.
Mm.
I am one. I am one. I have a
Now
very strong
listen.
12th house. Yeah. Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You're speaking to all of us
yeah,
Neptune people. We
I'm
don't
speaking
we
to us
get it.
all. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
We get it.
And so it's about remembering to choose the body and to be curious about like, well, why can I, you know, I don't know, like go to the doctor and take my medicine, but I can't exercise or whatever the fuck is the,
Yeah.
why can I do X and not do Y? What is
Mhm.
that really about?
Mm.
And it's by being curious that we get more information, and by getting more information empowers us to adapt. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Can we talk about drugs and alcohol? I know
Yes. Yes.
a lot of times, you talk about Neptune transits, and I know you always say like if we're having one, it's just not a good time for drugs, alcohol, that kind
Yes.
of thing. Can you
Yeah.
speak to that? Because a lot of us Neptunian people, we favor those things
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
because it's
So,
an easy way to access the Technicolor.
yeah,
You
it
know.
is. And also, it's an easy way to hang out above the psychological and spiritual pain that you're in,
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
And that's really it. The only reason why anyone ever has done drugs ever since the dawn of time is this, to feel
Whew,
differently than the way you feel,
you just hit me.
right?
Mm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
sorry, but that's real, right? That's real. It's
No,
to
yeah.
feel different. And so when we're going through Neptune transits, and I know people fucking get annoyed by me saying
Or
this,
we're
but when you're going through
Neptunian.
Neptune
Hmm.
yeah, right.
Well,
Yes,
you can give
or
me
are
each. I don't know if
Neptunian.
they're the
Yeah.
same. So if you're going through Neptune transits, or if you're
Okay,
Neptunian.
yeah. We'll do each. We'll do each. So if you're going through Neptune transits, no matter what your astrology is, that is not a time for getting lit. It's not a time for doing consciousness raising drugs. And the reason why is because the energy is so porous that you are more likely, to be perfectly frank, to pull in entities,
Mm.
to have negative consequences, and also the fucking field is already wide open. You don't need to
Mm-hmm.
further open the field. What you need to do when we're going through Neptune transits is to cultivate intention and boundaries, to work with energy consciously.
Mm.
That's why we're going through a Neptune transit. It's to work with energy consciously. So if you're like, okay, sure, 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 or whatever, sure, 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 then you're not getting to exactly. Then you're not getting to work with the energy. You're adapting yourself so that you feel the energy differently. That's not the fucking lesson of Neptune. That's the pitfall of Neptune. So that's the transit. Now for the persons, this is where okay. This is where there's like a couple things I'll say, but
Yeah.
one is Neptune and 12th house stuff, it makes you porous. And so this brings in the conversation of entities, right? As a psychic, I have an understanding of in relationship to entities, which are, think of it as like, how there's germs on the physical level? Well, on the psychic level, there's entities.
Yeah.
They're organisms, they're life forms, and they are not inherently necessarily like, I'm mad at you, I'm going to hurt you. But
Right.
you eat a bad oyster. Guess what you're doing all night fucking long? You're sick to your
Mm.
stomach. You're expelling it from your body. If you get a bug because you hung out with somebody with a cold, you're going to be sick. You're going to be in bed. Similarly, if you pull in entities, they can fuck up your life on different levels. They can show up physically, mentally, spiritually, they can fuck up your life. Now,
Yeah.
if you're a very
Yes.
Neptunian or 12th house person, you're prone to them.
Wow.
Let's talk about why. Because you don't have a relationship with yourself because you've abandoned the body.
Mm.
So, if you leave your house with the doors open and the windows open and nothing's
Right.
locked,
Right.
anything can come in.
Prime
So you
target.
might be yeah, you might be focused on, okay, I can see this technicolor beautiful thing. So your back is turned to the door. What the fuck just walked in? You
Mm.
don't know.
Mm.
And so for me, very 12th house and very Neptunian people, the kind of like best case scenario is you fuck with drugs a little bit. You fuck with drinking, whatever it is, a little bit. And then you recognize that it makes you feel worse. And
Mhm.
then, and for not for everybody, does it make them feel worse in the same way to the same extent. But from there, what happens is you set the intention to say, okay, I want to feel the energetics, the parts that really work for me of alcohol. I want to channel that energy through my system.
Right.
And then you channel it. Gin, tequila, beer, channel it. You're fucking Neptunian. You're 12th house. You can just channel it.
Mm.
And is it easy? Is it automatic? No, no. Is it the same as drinking? No.
Right.
But is it something that you can do? Is it organic to your nature? Yes. And so
Mm.
this is where this is where I really do believe that being willing and able to work with the energy that is at play, the energy that you want to call in, that's the lesson. And what happens is we get in a rut with substances
Yeah.
and we get into habitual use.
Right.
And
And then
if
it
you're
flattens.
yeah, it does flatten. And if you're Neptunian, you're prone to addiction.
That's what I
And you're
was gonna say next.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're prone to addiction different than Pluto, not because you're trying to destroy yourself. You're
Right.
prone to addiction because you ain't got no fucking boundaries. And
Right.
so,
You just wanna be you
where's the
wanna
point
lose
of defense?
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's the point of defense? So then, now we
Wow.
have on the material level a tendency towards addiction, and on an energetic level, you have entities that are not you, but they feel like you. They become a part of
Ooh.
you. And this
Ooh.
is where I'm not trying to scare anybody,
No,
but
no, it's real.
yeah, it is real. And
It's real.
oftentimes I can see when I'm just chatting with somebody what drugs they do because of the
Mm.
entities they have,
Wow.
because of the
This is
holes in their
deep.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Ooh.
there was a point I used to love weed. I used to love hash. If I'm being honest, I loved hash. Um, and at a certain point in my very early 30s, my guides were like, "You want to talk to dead people? No more
Mm.
weed."
Mm.
And I was like, "But what about weed and I talk to dead people?" And they were like, "No."
Right.
They were like, "You make a
Ah.
choice." And it wasn't
Ooh.
because I it wasn't like a punishing thing, it was a safety issue. It
No,
was
I
like,
get it. Yeah.
it was really a safety issue, so I had to stop smoking,
Mhm.
and
I've had this similar experiences with weed, and I need to work on what you're saying because there's something about I don't know if it's the ritual,
it's the
or
ritual, love the ritual.
yeah, or
But it's
what it
also the
is,
vibe.
Yeah,
It's
it's the
also
vibe
like
too.
sometimes you smoke and you feel a lot better, sometimes you smoke and you feel worse, sometimes you smoke and it's whatever, and
Yeah. It's the
there's
roll the
something
dice.
yeah, there's something about the chaos of that is
Mm.
Neptunian. It's like
Oh.
it's happening to me, it's happening at me, it's not I didn't make it happen. That's Neptune.
Ooh, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Oh
It's
my
it's not my
gosh.
fault. It's not my fault.
Wow.
It's not my fault, none of it's my fault. And the truth is when you smoke weed, you create vulnerabilities to your auric field and things can come through. Period. And if you drink alcohol, ditto. Different kinds
Mm.
of alcohol are different.
Yeah.
Um, you notice how different it feels to eat weed versus smoking weed. Different kinds of entities can come through. Ditto with different pills that you might take recreationally, things you might snort, things you might shoot. There's all different drugs, like tabs you may place upon tongue. All different drugs have different entities. Ayahuasca attracts specific entities,
Ooh, yeah.
and it is anything you do because if what you envision as a person who's doing drugs is that you're expanding your aura to let in
Mhm.
more experiences, or to dissolve the aura so the space between you and the universe is lesser. Well, then anything can come in. And
Right.
anyone who imagines that entities are not like moths to a flame would be wrong. Because if you're full of light and you're doing well, and your the boundaries of your aura are all permeable,
Right.
you think you're not going to attract anything? Who, you never seen
Mm.
a sci-fi movie? You never what? Like what? Of course you're attracting stuff. You know what I mean? And so this is where it's like you can do all the shielding work in the world, but if you're also imbibing, so you shield up and then you pull your shields down. How's that work?
Mm.
How's that work? But people who
Mm.
do drugs are not usually shielding up. I mean, you that's
No.
not usually what's happening. And I just
Yeah.
wish there was more demystified, non-scary, and I'm not sure if I'm achieving non-scary conversations about energy boundaries.
Mm.
Because energy boundaries are foundational to psychological boundaries, emotional boundaries, and behavioral boundaries. And
Yes.
and it's very hard to achieve energetic boundaries while imbibing.
Mm.
And then here's the fucking kicker. Let's say you hear all this and you're like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to smoke. I'm
Mm.
going to take a week off. I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to drink, whatever it is. I'm not going to do mushrooms, whatever it is. Then you'll hit a mood. You'll hit an emotion or a psychological experience. And your system doesn't have a tool set that's easy accessible.
Yeah.
And so then you think, okay, I'm going to do this drug. And then you're like, wait, no, I said I wasn't going to do the drug. And now you feel bad. So now
Right,
you
because
have to
it's
do the drug.
right.
Yeah, it's a setup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feeling bad, I want to say, feeling bad sucks. Also, you should feel bad. So should I. Feeling bad is an important part because what happens is you feel bad and
Mhm.
then you say to yourself, oh, I failed. Oh, I should do the drug anyways, or I should drink anyways. When what it's really is, oh, I feel bad. And what we're meant to do is to say, oh, self, we feel bad. Uh-oh. What kind of nurturance do you need? Do you feel bad because you're not getting something you want? Do you feel bad because you don't know how to fill the space? Hey self, what do I need? And what we're meant to do is say, "Oh, I have to nurture those bad feelings." Not
Mm.
I have to fix something that's wrong, which is where we
Right.
go, and then we do use all these maladjusted coping mechanisms, which is a term
Right. Or
you've
I have
heard me
to
use a
abandon
lot.
myself, you
Yep.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just fix the bad feeling with something that feels better quicker. So I
Mhm.
don't feel bad, I have to feel good. So how do you feel good? Yeah, smoke, for sure. You'll
Mm.
feel better,
Mm.
for sure. Or at least you'll feel different, right?
Right. And
And
something that kept coming through when you were talking was, I'm not good enough in terms
mhm,
of, like, having to change the
yep,
baseline, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's a
yeah,
Neptunian thing as well, but
it is, it
yeah.
is. It's this feeling of like, I can't. I just can't. It's I can't is a form of disconnection from self. It can be a form of escapism. Right? I
Mhm.
can't means I can't. I couldn't possibly. I tell my
Right.
partner often that I can't make breakfast. I just can't. And he's often like, "You are an adult who knows how to make breakfast." And I'm like, "But I can't." And, and I mean it in the moment. I'm very Neptunian, exactly. I'm Neptunian enough that I really am like, "I don't remember how to make an egg." Um, but it's escapism. It's I don't
Mm,
want to. I don't wanna take
mm,
responsibility for my needs right now. I don't wanna, do things first thing in the morning. I wanna be taken care of. It's
right.
not healthy. I'm not proud, but it's important to recognize, like, oh yeah, these are the ways that fucking 12th house Neptune bullshit shows up. And
Right.
some of it is really,
Cute.
some of it's cute, some of it's cute, but some of it is like harmful in a way where you're like, oops, gotta fix that. And some of it's harmful in a way where you're like, oh shit, gotta fix that.
Mm,
Right? Like
mhm.
there's a difference. There are
Mhm,
layers. And so
mhm. And
I
levels.
yeah, and levels. And so again, it's like different boundaries are required for different things. Like there may be a day where my partner is like, "No." Like it might have a real boundary. And if he has a real boundary, I'm gonna have to fucking get off my ass. But
Right.
until then, I'm like hanging out in a shitty place. I'm the one being shitty. And
Right.
I think it's really important to be able to acknowledge like none of us are meant to be perfect.
Right.
That's not the point. If you were
Right.
perfect, you'd die.
Right.
That's my thought. Is like, who's here to be perfect? Nobody is.
Right. Because
This
we're
is
here
not the place
for,
for
listen,
perfection.
we're here, we're in school.
Yeah.
We're in school.
That's it. We're in school. That's exactly it. And so, you know, striving for perfection's an error in judgment. It's not the right thing. Instead, it's recognizing where you are and being there. So
Mm-hmm.
again, if you're like, fuck, I went out, I wasn't gonna drink, and now I'm like 4 drinks deep. I fucking completely abandoned the goal, and then you start feeling bad about yourself. Instead, try to be interested in why. Where was the moment when the choice was made? What did I get out of the choice? Be curious. I I I can't stress this part enough.
Yeah.
As a person, be curious about your own behaviors, your own thoughts.
Mm.
As an
Mm-hmm.
astrologer, be curious about your client's behavior, and their chart, and how their chart functions, because there's more than one way that an
Mm.
individual thing can function. And I think I think that with Neptune, we can get lost in the feelings. And this
Yeah.
is again where you want to have a container of sorts.
Mm.
A container which is clarity about boundaries that are not only reactive to the situation in the moment, but are an embodiment of self-love and devotion to self,
Love
right?
that. Love
Yeah, and
that.
it's doable for Neptune. It's doable, and I think that's we just need things that are possible and sustainable instead of things that are perfect.
Mm. You hear
Yeah.
that, Neptune, my Neptunian peoples?
Yes.
We can do it.
Yes,
We
you can
can do
do
it.
it. You
We
can
can
do
do
it.
it. If
Yeah, you can
Jessica says
definitely do
it,
it.
it's true.
It's true. That's right. Thank you. Thank you for the authority you've given me on this. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for being on AstroPop TV. Um, this has been such a pleasure and a delight. I'm actually proud of myself. I was calm. Your energy is
Stop.
like, I was scared. I was scared I was just going to leave my body and just be like, ruin this whole thing.
No.
So
Well,
I'm
thank
proud of
you very
myself.
much. I've had such a great time, and I appreciate that because I am 12th house, Sun and Mars. So I'm just like, no,
Oh, I
no.
love that. I want to know for you, is there anything like that you want to promote or like what anything you have coming up or like
Mm.
do you see like do you have anything going on in the future that you want to talk about or not?
Yeah, that's a great question. Surprisingly, because I'm a triple Capricorn, you'd think I'd be really organized with this kind of thing. I'm not at all. Mainly just join me on Patreon. I love teaching on Patreon, and it's like so much more kind of personal and it's like spontaneous, and I love those two things because I am very 12th house.
Mhm.
So I'm just like, I'm not gonna plan what I do. I'm just gonna be with you.
Yeah.
So that Patreon is my happy place on the internet. So listen to my podcast, join me on Patreon. I
And
have
you're going to be doing more video, I think, right, on your podcast. If
Yes.
there's any
Yeah,
cool,
yeah, I'm messing with video episodes.
cool.
Yeah,
Love
I'm excited about it. I mean, not at your level because I don't have the cuteness going that you have, but it will
Thank
be some
you.
video.
Yours
Yes.
is
Oh,
please
absolutely. Yeah,
bomb,
well, it's
bomb.
true. It's
Oh,
true.
thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's giving like early 80s MTV.
That's the inspo. I
I
love that
love it.
whole thing. Oh,
I love it.